Hello everyone! Today we're diving deep into a topic that many of you might be dreaming about: buying an older home. There's a certain undeniable charm, a sense of history, and often a prime location that comes with these properties. But beneath that charming facade, there can be a host of hidden challenges, costly mistakes, and money pits waiting to swallow your budget. We're talking about serious issues that can quickly turn your dream renovation into a financial nightmare if you're not prepared. These are advices from an expert. So, if you're considering an older home, or perhaps you already own one and want to know what to watch out for, stick around. We're going to break down every critical detail, from the roof over your head to the foundation beneath your feet, arming you with the knowledge to make informed decisions and avoid those expensive surprises. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot red flags like a seasoned pro, saving you potentially tens of thousands of dollars. And if you're looking to navigate the complexities of buying or selling any property, whether it's a charming antique or a modern marvel, don't hesitate to reach out. Let's start our inspection from the very top, the roof. This is your home's primary shield against the elements, and its condition is paramount. The first thing you want to look at is the roof line itself. Stand back and observe it from peak to peak. Is it perfectly flat? Or do you notice any visible bowing or sagging? A bowed roofline often indicates a structural issue with the framing beneath, potentially hinting at larger problems that will be very expensive to address. Next, examine the shingles. If you see old tree-tapped shingles, that's a clear sign of an older roof. The industry standard has largely shifted to architectural shingles, which offer better durability and aesthetics. Beyond the type, check for missing shingles, bare patches, or worse yet, areas where you can see the sheeting beneath. Severe weather can accelerate wear and tear, so even if the roof looks okay from a distance, a closer inspection is vital. Remember, labor costs aren't what they used to be. A full roof replacement, while seemingly straightforward, can easily run you anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 here in Canada. This isn't a cost you want to overlook. Before you even get excited about stepping inside to check out the kitchen, let's talk about the ground around your home. The slope of the land around the property is the number one reason why older homes suffer from chronic water damage, mold, and basement issues. Think of it like a plinko game water. Whether from rain or melting snow, we'll always find a path of least resistance. If the ground immediately surrounding your foundation slopes towards the house, or is even flat, water will naturally pool there. Basements are typically dug about 4 feet below ground level, and water travels on a 45-degree angle through the soil. This means if you have a 4-foot deep basement, you need at least 4 feet of positive slope away from the foundation to effectively divert water. Check your downspouts. Do they discharge water right next to the house, or does the landscape immediately push it back? Even a seemingly innocent bush can create an upward slope, directing water straight to your foundation. Walk the entire perimeter, assessing every point where water is channeled. If you can't manage water with proper grading and slope, you'll eventually face costly waterproofing needs. Digging around the foundation to add waterproofing, reinstalling decks, patios, and landscaping can be an incredibly invasive and expensive undertaking, ranging from $20,000 to $50,000. While still outside, we need to address organics. You might not consider dirt or plants an enemy, but having them directly against your building is a significant problem, especially with older homes. Years of dirt accumulation against the foundation, often hidden by shrubs or garden beds, traps moisture. This constant moisture ingress into the purging and foundation creates a perpetual source of water entering the home. Older homes were designed to dry to the outside, unlike modern construction that dries to the inside. When bushes or dense vegetation are pressing against the exterior, they hold moisture against the wall, preventing it from drying out. This trapped moisture quickly leads to mold growth within wall cavities and can also lead to wood rot and insect infestations. Removing large trees or extensive gardening can be a few $1,000s if you hire it out. A recommended solution is to remove all organics within a few feet of the building and install a French weeping system or French tidal drain. This involves digging a trench, laying a membrane, installing weeping tile, and covering it with rock, intentionally draining water away from the foundation. While a great DIY project that might cost around $1,000 in materials, it still demands significant labor. Next up, let's examine temporary structures like fences, sheds, and decks. Just because a house comes with these features doesn't mean they add value. In many cases, they're liabilities. Sheds, for example, are often installed on inadequate foundations like 2x2 concrete pavers, leading to settling and structural issues. Always check if the doors and windows operate smoothly. For decks, it's crucial to get underneath. Inspect the floor joists thoroughly. Bring a screwdriver and push it into the wood. If the wood resists, it's likely still sound enough to support resurfacing in another couple of decades of life. However, if the screwdriver easily pushes into the wood, you've found rot. That deck is useless and needs to be replaced. A typical 12 by 20 foot deck replacement can cost around $5,000, and a simple new shed from the ground up can be a $3,500 investment. These are significant costs that can quickly add up, so factor them into your assessment. Continuing with exterior water management, pay close attention to the details where different materials meet. For instance, where siding meets the roof, ensure there's proper step flashing behind it. Without it, water can easily infiltrate the wall cavity. A thermal camera, which we'll discuss more later, can detect water infiltration lines on the interior walls. If the house has original aluminum siding from the 1970s, be aware that it often has cardboard backing which can deteriorate, inviting bugs. Examine caulking joints, especially where brick meets soffits. These joints are critical for preventing wind-driven rain from getting behind the brick. Caulking from 1974 is not designed to last 50 years. If it's disengaged or cracked, water is getting in. Recaulking an entire home can be done by a handyman for around $100 an hour, but it's a necessary maintenance item often neglected. Windows, even if they are newer, need scrutiny. While modern windows are designed to shed water, previous windows might have allowed significant wood rot around the sills that you won't see until an inside inspection. Finally, the gutter system, clogged gutters full of debris, leaves, or even dead animals prevent water from flowing away. Instead, it overflows and piles up right at the foundation, negating any positive slope you might have. Costs for these elements are substantial. New windows for a four-bedroom home can be $25,000 to $30,000. Siding replacement can be $5,000 to $7,000 for materials alone, plus labor. Neglecting these seemingly small details can lead to large, expensive problems. Now, let's talk about the electrical system. In many older homes, you'll find 100 amp service, which might be sufficient for basic needs. However, if you plan on modern upgrades like a hot tub, an electric vehicle charger, or extensive additions, building code often requires a 200 amp service. This isn't just a simple panel swap. It can involve trenching, installing larger conduits, and replacing wiring all the way from the street. A major panel upgrade and service change can easily range from $10,000 to $20,000. It's essential to check with your local power authority, as some areas offer programs or even free upgrades to 200 amp service. Another significant concern in homes from the 1970s is aluminum wiring. While not inherently dangerous if installed correctly, aluminum and copper expand and contract at different rates, and they oxidize when in contact. This can lead to loose connections, overheating, and fire hazards. Special processes are required to safely connect aluminum wiring to modern copper systems, adding another layer of cost and complexity. Moving inside, The basement or furnace room offers a treasure trove of information. Often, you'll find exterior walls in this area are uninsulated, making it the coldest room in a house. This can expose heat lines to cold air, reducing efficiency. Observe how replacement windows were installed first. Were they merely placed inside the old frame, or was the original cavity properly insulated and sealed with spray foam behind the trim? A common oversight is leaving a significant air gap between the original frame and the window jamb, allowing drafts and heat loss. Foundation cracks are another critical area. If you have a block foundation, cracks often follow the mortar joints. In poured concrete, they tend to be straight lines, frequently appearing at 45-degree angles from window corners. While minor cracks can be superficial, widespread or significant cracks, especially board walls in fully buried block foundations, are a major structural concern. This often occurs in clay soils where freezing and thawing can exert immense pressure, pushing the walls inward. If you see both walls, you need to contact a structural engineer immediately. A structural engineer's site visit and plans alone can cost $2,500, and the necessary repairs can quickly escalate to $20,000 to $40,000. Also, look for capped-off lines, especially in older rural homes that might have once relied on septic tanks or wells. These need to be properly sealed, not just capped, to prevent cold drafts and potential moisture issues. Regarding the mechanical systems, start with the furnace. While the age might be listed, taking off the panels can reveal crucial information like the exact age, model number, and efficiency levels. Newer codes often require furnaces to be on a 2-inch concrete slab to protect them from minor water events in the basement. If your furnace is on the floor, it's susceptible. Also, if there's an air conditioning unit, check how the cools are installed. They should be hung to allow optimal airflow. Sometimes technicians will screw in a tray, effectively reducing airflow by 50% and decreasing efficiency. Furnace replacement can be a few $1,000s, so research energy efficiency upgrade programs or rebates in your area, as companies often inflate prices, knowing these rebates are available. For the hot water tank, a 40-gallon tank is often too small for a busy family or a home with multiple bathrooms. Upgrading to a 50-gallon tank is a wise investment for better hot water availability. Consider a water circulation pump, which moves hot water through the lines faster, saving both water and energy. Plumbing is another significant area. Determine if the house is on city sewer or septic. If it's an old house, ensure the plumbing is updated to ABS chlorobutadiene styrene and not galvanized steel, lead joints, poly-bead or old steel pipes. Replacing outdated plumbing all the way to the street can be a $10,000 to $25,000 project. The main water line coming into the house should ideally be 3/4-inch copper for good water flow and pressure. If you're renovating, consider installing a manifold system with direct PEX lines to every fixture. This allows you to isolate plumbing to individual rooms, simplifies future repairs, and ensures consistent water pressure throughout the house. A few $1,000 investment that pays dividends. Now, let's talk about the less obvious but equally problematic issues. Ducting in older basements can be poorly laid out. Often you'll find heat runs in cold, uninsulated rooms with no corresponding cold air returns. This means heat can't effectively circulate, leaving those rooms perpetually cold. One of the most common and damaging mistakes in older homes is improper dryer venting. Dryers must vent to the outside. Venting a dryer into the basement or any interior space dumps vast amounts of moisture into the home, leading to extreme humidity, condensation, and rapid mold growth, especially in isolated areas behind walls or wallpaper. This was the source of the only significant mold found in the example house, illustrating how crucial proper venting is. Also, many older homes in the 70s used subfloor systems with plywood over sleepers and a plastic sheet underneath. Well intended to create a dry space, this often traps moisture, leading to that distinct old house or grandma's house mildew smell. It's a sign of chronic moisture issues that need to be addressed. As we move upstairs, thermal bridging becomes evident. Dark lines and visible nail heads through the paint on exterior walls indicate areas where inadequate insulation or solid lumber allows heat to escape, leading to condensation and moisture issues in winter. Wells in 1970s homes were typically 2x4 framing with minimal insulation, perhaps R8. Energy was cheap then. Heating your home for $50 a year was common, unlike today's $50 an hour. These walls are simply not up to modern energy efficiency standards. When replacement windows were installed, did the contractors properly insulate the cavity between the original frame and the window, or just stuff in some fiberglass? Often, a significant air gap is left, creating constant drafts around window and door casings, even with new windows. When considering the layout of an older home, remember they were built for a different era: smaller bathrooms, smaller bedrooms, and often many closets. Kids' rooms were for sleeping, not for sprawling office and entertainment spaces. Inspecting the attic is crucial to understand the home's structural flexibility. If you see metal webbing binding together wood pieces, that's truss construction. This is excellent news because it means all interior walls are non-load bearing and can be removed, allowing for a complete open concept redesign without structural headaches. However, also check the attic for moisture, pests, and proper insulation. An R20 attic, common in all homes, is half of today's recommended R value. You'll likely need to add air baffles and blow in another 6 to 8 inches of insulation after any rewiring. Finally, settling issues are a major red flag. Sticking doors, doors that don't close properly, or rub against the carpet are all signs that the house is settling due to foundation issues or rotting load-bearing wood on the interior. This requires a structural engineer's assessment and can lead to expensive repairs. Regarding kitchen and bathroom exhaust, it's a critical point. Many older homes lack proper kitchen hood vents and bathroom exhaust fans. While this might seem counterintuitive for moisture management, older homes were designed to breathe on drafts, and constant airflow kept things relatively dry. However, in modern mold-sealed homes, mechanical ventilation is essential to manage moisture from cooking, showering, and even breathing. The only mold found in the example house was behind the unvented dryer, underscoring this point. A crucial tool for any older home buyer is a thermal imaging camera, available for about $300. This device instantly reveals hot and cool spots, indicating insulation gaps, drafts, and potential water infiltration. It can show cold corners, base plates, and ceiling lines where solid lumber conducts more heat than insulation. It will highlight poorly sealed windows and inconsistencies in wall insulation, which could be due to settling, wet insulation, or improper installation. This $300 investment can save you thousands by identifying hidden problems before you buy. Poor insulation leads to moisture issues, which in turn attract pests like ants, bumblebees, and in warmer climates, termites, all of which thrive in wet wood. If you decide to upgrade insulation, you're often looking at tearing out all exterior walls. Spray foaming a house can cost around $10,000 to make modern code. Even a DIY re-insulation with new bed insulation will involve about $1,200 in materials, plus the labor and cost of new drywall and paint. Finally, let's discuss old walls. Beyond insulation, two major concerns are asbestos and paint type. Asbestos was commonly used in many building materials in older homes, including drywall compound, plaster, popcorn ceilings, and even 8x8 vinyl floor tiles in basements. If asbestos is present, professional remediation is required, adding another significant cost. Additionally, older homes often have a mix of paint types. While general areas might have latex, bathrooms often feature oil-based paint for its water resistance. An acetone test can easily reveal if the paint is oil-based. If it is, you must use an oil-based primer before applying new latex paint, or the new paint will peel off with shower steam. This requires scraping off all old peeling paint and starting fresh. Now, I don't want any of this to discourage you from buying an older home. My goal is to educate you, to arm you with the knowledge to understand the challenges you might face so you can negotiate a fair price and make smart decisions. Older homes offer incredible opportunities, often fantastic locations, larger lots, mature trees, and a solid, well built core that modern construction sometimes lacks. They provide a canvas for you to create your forever home, to build beyond minimum code, and truly put your own stamp on a property. While a brand new house might offer modern standards, it also comes at a premium. An older home purchased at half the price of a newer build provides the flexibility to invest your own equity, do the work yourself, or hire out what you can, creating immense value. Many older homes are perfectly livable right now. You can move in, apply a fresh coat of paint, lay some new flooring, and save up for the major renovations when you're ready. The journey of buying an older home is an adventure, one filled with both potential and pitfalls. But with the right knowledge, you can transform a bucket of bullets into your dream home. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the thought of these inspections, or if you're ready to make a move in the real estate market, whether buying that charming older home or selling your current property, don't go it alone. I'm here to help. Call or text me today and let's discuss your unique real estate needs. I'd love to be your guide through this process. Summary of costly mistakes when buying an older home. The key to buying an older home is education to avoid significant financial pitfalls. Potential costly mistakes include 1. Roof issues blowing roof lines indicate structural problems, while old tree-type shingles, missing shingles, or visible sheathing signal unneeded replacement costing $20,000 to $25,000. 2. Poor water management, inadequate property slope around the foundation leads to water damage and mold, with foundation waterproofing ranging from $20,000 to $50,000. 3. Organics against the building, dirt, shrubs, and trees against exterior walls trap moisture, causing rot, mold, and pest infestations. Removing these and installing proper drainage like a French whipping system is crucial. 4. Deteriorating temporary structures. Old decks and sheds often have structural rot or inadequate foundations, requiring replacement at cost of $5,000 for a deck and $3,500 for a shed. 5. Compromised exterior envelope, disengaged caulking, poorly flashed siding, and neglected gutters lead to water infiltration. Replacing windows can be $25,000 to $30,000, siding $5,000 to $7,000, and recaulking $100 per hour. 6. Outdated electrical systems. 100 amp service may be insufficient for modern needs, requiring a 200 amp upgrade costing $10,000 to $20,000, especially problematic with old aluminum wiring. 7. Basement and foundation problems. Uninsulated walls, improper window installations, and foundation cracks, especially bolt walls, are common. Structural issues demand an engineer $2,500 and repairs $20,000 to $40,000. 8. Inefficient mechanicals and plumbing, old furnaces, incorrectly installed AC units, undersized hot water tanks, and outdated plumbing modernized requires significant investment, with full plumbing upgrades to the straight costing $10,000 to $25,000. 9. Poor venting and subfloor size. Unvented dryers cause severe mold, and all subfloor systems can trap moisture leading to mildew smells. 10. Inadequate insulation and drafts. R8 walls and R20 attics are common, causing drafts and condensation. A thermal camera helps identify these issues, with full spray foam insulation costing around $10,000. 11. Asbestos and paint issues. Older walls may contain asbestos, requiring expensive remediation. Oil-based paints in bathrooms require specific priming for new latex applications to prevent peeling. Despite these challenges, older homes offer location, solid construction, especially with truss roof, and the flexibility to create significant equity through thoughtful renovation, often at a lower initial purchase price than new builds. Being educated allows for better negotiation and strategic investment. Call or text me if you want to sell or buy a property.